Hello all, welcome to the very first class of Highway Engineering online class. I am very thrilled to do it. I hope you are also in the same state of mind. Before starting, let me tell this is very first effort from my side. I also understand that you people are, this is a new kind of experience for you also. So let's be very genuine, do 100% justice what we can do under these circumstances. So as I said, since it's the first effort, there may be a lot of errors, maybe with respect to the mode of communication and with respect to the video, the clarity, the couple of issues. Please pardon for all those things. And please give your suggestions and feedback so that I can improve my videos. Okay, so now let's not waste much of our time. Let's get back to the real classes. So highway engineering, if you recall what we discussed, we were into the second module, which is basically the highway geometric design. Now, if you completely forgotten what is highway engineering, I think it's better to give you a quick revision of what we did in the beginning of the highway engineering classes. So our very first module, we were dealing with what is the base, what is transportation engineering, its relevance, importance, different modes of transportation. After that, we could see that when the road development need was initiated in the country, on what all major changes happen with respect to that. So you have seen like what is so called a JICAR committee, what are the recommendations JICAR committee has put forward that helped for the implementation of the major stake players like IRC has come into picture, CRRI has developed, Central Road Fund, CRF has been created. So all those various aspects we have been covered in the classes, and later we could see like what are the road development actually happened in the last couple of centuries. So we have seen like the first 20-year road plans, second 20-year road plans, various target, the kind of target they achieved, and the revisions happen subsequently after second 20-year road plans, like third 20-year plan, fourth 20-year road plan. And we could see that even again the changes came in terms of like vision 2020, vision 2025 for the rural roads specifically. And we have seen like off late what are the new policies that government has been introduced. So we have discussed like what is PMGSY. If I hope you can recall what is Pradhan Mantri Gram Yojana scheme, and for the rural what is the schemes introduced. And we have even seen with respect to our Karnataka state what are the road development plans we have. So we have seen the role played by K-Shape, we have seen the role played by KRDCL. So all these aspects, so we have to summarize it, what we covered is the road development of the nation and the road development and happenings with respect to your state. This is what we covered in the first module. Now coming to the second module, which is highway geometric design. So geometric design means you are going to talk about how the layout of your road should be, what are the dimensions of the visible features of your highway. Now what is the importance of doing it? Your geometric design, the geometric should be designed in such a way that you are providing efficiency in your traffic operations at maximum safety at a reasonable cost. Now let's look at the four elements which we have to be considered for the geometric design aspects. So I'm going to write it down. So the very first element we will be talking about is cross-sectional elements. The second one is the sight distance. I'm just writing the short forms. And the third one is your alignment. And I'm going to split it as horizontal alignment and vertical alignment, HA and VA. And the next one is your intersection elements. Intersection. So these are the major elements we are going to cover under highway geometric design. So we have covered the cross-section elements in detail. So when we are talking about cross-section elements, what we meant by that, if I tell you the following ways like surface characteristics, or if I introduce like what is meant by a right of way, carriageway width, shoulders, even the cycle tracks, parking bays. So all these terminologies, everything, or typically if I ask you to draw a cross section of the road, you are in a position to draw it with its pinpoint details. So this is what all the features have been discussed under cross section elements. So I think it's a good idea. Let me showcase you a typical right of way. Okay. So let's see a typical right of way. So please understand your carriageway, shoulders, and both together we call it as a typical roadway, and your right of way starting from one margin to the other margin. And we have done this exercise before also, like in an embankment how it looks like, on an in an cutting how it looks like, the typical cross section details. And let's take a real example. Okay, this is one of the fine picture which talks about your carriageway width and your sidewalks, even your underground utilities. It is clear for you. So these are the few aspects we have covered in your cross section details. So after seeing this typical cross section, so please recall all the major elements we covered under the cross section elements. Then we discussed about the side distance. So side distance is the road visible ahead of the driver at any instance. So you need to understand that if a driver see an obstruction, he should apply its brake and the vehicle should get enough distance to stop his vehicle without having a collision. So this is what a typical side distance, and we have covered the various type of side distance. What is SSD, what is ISD, all those various types of side distance we have covered, and we have done the numericals also related to it. I hope this is where we ended up our regular classes. Now the next coming classes, the next few sessions, which the online class here which we are going to do is try to complete the other elements, that is typically your alignment, horizontal alignment, vertical alignment, and intersection elements. These are the three other major elements we are going to discuss in the coming online classes. So the third factor under geometric design elements is your alignment, horizontal and vertical alignment. So what is typically an alignment? Alignment means your position or the layout of your central line of the highway on the ground. That's what is typically an alignment. So when we say highway alignment, it includes both horizontal alignment as well as vertical alignment. Horizontal alignments are the one we can say, like either the straight path, or sometimes when the deviation is necessary we introduce the horizontal curves. These are the things which is coming under horizontal alignment. When we talk about vertical alignment, the vertical curves or the change in your gradients, this is what is coming under vertical alignment. So each of this case we are going to discuss in detail. So let's talk more about the horizontal alignment first. Now the geometrical elements pertaining to horizontal curve, what can be it is, just think about it. You may be providing some kind of curve when there is a necessary in your change in direction is required. It can be due to your topographic conditions, or it can be due to your obligatory points. When I say obligatory points, just take an example like when there is a religious place. So should your alignment should go through it or should deviate from it? Or I need an intermediate town has to be connected on my path of way. So how the alignment changes? These are something are obligatory points. So in those cases, if I am introducing a typical change in direction, horizontal curve, what are the geometric elements I should be worried about for the design of it? So my concern here is that I should provide whatever the designated speed of the road, I should provide the safe movement of vehicles. That is what my intention is. So if we look at typical parameters which is important, I have listed down here. So the elements we are going to consider for the geometric design aspects of horizontal alignment is design speed, radius of curvature, type and length of the transition curve you are introducing over there, and the super elevation, widening of pavement at the curves, and setback distance which is required to fulfill your side distance requirements. So these are the major parameters one need to be carefully worried about for your geometric design of your horizontal alignment. Each of these factors we will discuss in detail. Now come to the very first one, which is design speed. Design speed is the major dominant one over here. Why? Because if you look at the other parameters, all are going to depend on your design speed. So design speed has got its own importance when it's coming to the geometrics. Now, what is design speed is depending on it. To answer this, let me ask you two questions. Question number one, if I'm asking you to drive on an hilly area and if I'm asking you to drive on a normal plain area, will you travel with the same speed? I hope your answer is no. Let me ask the second question. If I'm asking you to drive on your expressway where it is, access controlled, you can gain more speed in fact. And if I'm asking you to drive on a village road, obviously you will not be traveling with the same speed, right? So your design speed is going to depend on two major parameters. The first one, what I listed, is your terrain, what I said in hilly as well as the plain. So your terrain. Okay, the second factor is what is your type of road. So according to the modified road classifications, we have expressways, national highways and state highways. We have major district road, other district roads and village roads. So each of these roads has its own design speed standards. Each of the terrain has its own design speed standards that has to be considered for the geometrics when you are talking about this geometric design speed. Okay, so just have a close look at how the terrain classification. So how the terrains how it has been classified is that look at the cross slope of your country. What is the percentage of the cross slope? If it is falls below less than 10%, it's called as a plain terrain. If it is somewhere between 10 to 25, it is called as a rolling. Mountainous, if it is coming closer to 60, if it is greater than 60% and above, it is called as a mountainous terrain. Now I have to have a different design speed standards for under different conditions of the terrain. Speed varies according to the class of the road. So we know that according to the road classifications, we have expressways, national highways, state highways, major district road, other districts road and village roads. There are different sets of design guidelines. Design criteria has to be adopted for the type of the roads available. Now, so there are two values of design speeds are generally we will be considering. One is called as a ruling design speed. Another one is called as a minimum design speed. Attempt should be made sure that we will try to meet ruling design speed because that is the design guidelines. If you have any site conditions, constraints, economic constraints, then you can go with your minimum design speed limits. Now, so let's look at what is the Indian guidelines, IRC guidelines for different categories of roads under these different terrains. So I am showcasing both the ruling design speed, minimum design speed for different terrains. Okay, I actually, if you are referring into your IRC, which I will be sharing you soon, you can see for all the categories of roads. So for your understanding, I am just showcasing you two sets of roads. So this is your national highway, this is for VR village roads. So you can see that the first column talks about the plain terrain, rolling terrain, mountainous terrain and steep terrain. So for plain terrain, the design criteria should be 100 on an ruling design speed, 100 km per hour, and if there is any constraint you are not able to meet this ruling design speed, one can adopt 80 km per hour. Now if you just see how the speed has been reduced when you are coming to a steep, it can be you should try to meet a design speed of 40 or as a minimum design speed 30 can be adopted. So this is how the design speed has to be considered doing the geometrics. I hope that is clear to you. Two important factors you need to understand: geometric design. While designing, think about the terrain condition, think about the type of the road. So according to the terrain, according to the type of the road, that's how you need to consider your design speed. Now in the next video, I will be posting regarding the other elements. So again, I have a sincere request. Anything which is I need further, which requires further improvement, please let me know so that we can rectify it. Thank you.